Good morning, mic check. Thank you, everybody. I see Lenny's in here. I see Lisa, Jolly Russian Buddhist, Z from NYC, Meg, Rebecca, Erica, Becky in Miami, Sunali, good morning, Erica, Kendi. I love seeing these names pop up in the chat. Jen and Ben Cal. Claire, Sweetie, it's by V, Texas Chris. Okay, everyone look awake because Carla Marie's taking a picture for her social. Good job, chat. You all look great. It is the first day of spring, right? And Milwaukee Tom is in Puerto Vallarta. Puerto Vallarta. I was trying to say it properly, but I don't even know if that's right. Hype train. Ooh, in a technical meeting, Lenny. It's okay. We'll miss you, but gotta make that money.
We didn't do anything, so.
No. Nara, thank you very much for that subscription with Prime.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning and welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
We are down to one camera again today because if I go to our other camera, you'll notice that I'm delayed. Like things aren't matching up properly.
Why would that happen?
I don't know. That camera has been giving us some problems. So back to the main cam, if you will. A couple things on the list today. Carla Marie's tournament picks. We're finally going to get through that.
Did you set it up, like a whole thing?
No, what I can do is we can set up your picks and then create a group if you want other people to create their tournament picks.
But are you concerned that people are going to copy my picks after I do them?
No. Didn't even think that would happen.
I did.
Didn't, not one bit. Wedding partners, we'll talk about that. Is this too much or is it normal? This is for the parents out there.
Oh, boy.
Because I can understand both sides of this argument. Some people will think it's like helicopter parenting a little bit.
Okay.
Some people will think it's normal. Group decision.
Like everyone in this room right now.
Yeah, we have to make a group decision, but we want to give everyone enough time to be here and listen. So we are going to talk about that on Thursday. But it is something that very much involves us and you. So hopefully you can be here on Thursday to help us figure this out and see what that is. And then, do you have family support? Sounds like I want to actually be your therapist.
A lot of people saying they can't hear us. The volume's too low.
Is too low. Interesting. Well, let's try to fix that.
But we didn't even adjust the volume.
No. What about now, guys?
Oh, God, that was loud for me.
Let's see. I'm just going to keep
Better,
talking
better,
and
better.
hope it's good.
Better.
I don't want to scream. If anyone had their volume up really loud, I don't want to scream in their ears. But I'm looking at the chat to make sure that we are good.
I see some goods.
Okay, cool. I know that the thing on the bottom of the list, do you have family support? God bless you. It sounds like I want to be your therapist. That is not what it's about.
Okay, good.
Okay. It's a little more fun than that. So, what do you want to start with, Carla Marie? Should we go through your picks finally?
That's what we're going to start with? Okay.
We can. Here we go.
So this is March Madness.
Yep.
I'm going to go fast because I don't think people really want me to. I'll explain why.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you have to do.
But
create a bracket. Let's see. Let me get this on the screen here. There we go. Perfect. So.
Well, I can't see that.
Oh, it's got my old video on there, but we're just going to have to deal with that for now. Let me pull it up on the screen over here for you, Carla Marie.
Oh, wait, they already have an EMH group.
Oh, there is? Did I not know that? Oh, it's on Discord. I haven't checked Discord in like 2 days. I turned off my notifications on Discord a while ago, and now I never go back
But
into
now
the
I'm
app.
not going to be in there.
No, we can. Why don't? Can you put the invitation in the chat?
Oh, it reactivated from last year.
Okay. If someone can put the link in the chat, I'll open it up there.
Your brother Justin said he assumes you turned off Discord notifications because of him.
No. No, I think I was using my computer to record something, or maybe my phone to record something, and I needed to make sure there were no noises, or I don't know, whatever.
I have not a single notification on. No one can ever get in touch with me. I'll literally be like, okay, call me now. And then someone will be like, it just went to voicemail. I'm like, oh, my do not disturb is on.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the link.
Yeah, but I clicked the link and I got the error 404.
Yeah, we're sorry, champ. The page you're looking for can't be found.
You know what? We'll just recreate this list in their bracket later. How about that, Carla Marie? Does that work? So that we can start it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So,
But why doesn't it
create
work?
a bracket. Carla Marie, you ready?
Should
First
I go
up-
right to left instead of left to right?
I mean,
Like, where do you start when you're doing this?
You start top left, and you go down this way.
You do?
Yeah, and then you go to this bracket.
This is so much. Why is everyone involved?
I mean, there's 68 teams.
They
You only
don't
really
see
have to
it-
pick
They don't
seat.
see this on the screen.
They don't? Oh,
Unbelievable.
that's weird. It switched. Unbelievable. I don't see you doing the work.
Okay, now we sound
Carla
like
Marie.
Andy and Scotty.
Let me put this back up here. Where the heck is it? Browser.
Hey, wait, hit that link. Wait, that's...
Okay, perfect. Join this group. It's just a bunch of numbers. Oh, here we go. EMH.
All right, we're in. So this is mine. So if this is it,
Yeah, it's just a bunch. We don't have like a cool name for your bracket. It's just a bunch of letters and numbers, but
can you
Figure it
change
out.
the name?
maybe later. And I don't know why that's not.
What is
I don't know.
happening?
Relax there. No, that's not it. There we go.
Hey, okay. All right, if you want to win the big bucks, do we win money?
No.
How not?
How not?
How come?
I don't know.
Doesn't everybody win money if you enter a bracket?
If you put in money.
No, if you get a perfect one, don't
Oh,
you win?
yeah. If you get a perfect bracket, they'll
Who
give
gives
you
me
like
money?
$1 billion. ESPN and
All
State
right,
Farm. Jake from
save
State
this.
Farm, I think, gives you all your money.
So I got to go the whole left side first. So let's see. I know you
Well,
hate...
wait, do you know how it's broken down at least?
Yeah, by east, south, west, north.
Okay, so normally what people do is they'll go through their entire, like, there's 4 brackets to think of it that way. And you'll go through one whole bracket. You'll pick your champion for that bracket. Then you'll go to the next one.
All right. Sports. So here's the thing. You hate
Yes.
UConn. Makes me want to pick UConn. But Stetson, isn't that a Park Rangers hat name?
It's like I think a
Stetson.
cowboy hat type of thing. Is that
No,
it?
it's
Okay, well, if you want to pick Stetson, go for it.
because how awesome would it be if they beat UConn?
I mean, it'll most likely not happen.
No, see, why do you do that?
Okay, pick your team. Who do you want?
I think UConn's going to win.
Okay, so UConn in the first round, first game. Then you have Florida Atlantic
Oh, I like
over
them.
Northwestern.
Florida Atlantic.
Okay. San Diego State over UAB.
You're putting the finger over the numbers, and I can't thank you.
That's a 5 and a 12. Do you know where UAB is?
University, Alabama, Binghamton.
Birmingham.
Damn.
Close.
San Diego.
San Diego State. All right. Auburn and Yale. Yale winning the Ivy League championship.
Auburn.
Okay.
Those little Ivy League kids are going to get their butts kicked.
BYU and Duquesne.
What the hell is a Duquesne?
I don't know, honestly.
You never heard of it?
No, I know. I've heard of the school.
What is their mascot?
It's a great question.
Wow.
Don't know. They are the Duquesne. Oh, I need to pick
All right,
them.
I'm going to go with them. They're going to be the Cinderellas.
Okay. Not a bad pick. Illinois and Morehead State.
The Fighting Illini.
The Illini.
Illini.
All right. Washington State and Drake.
Yeah, Washington State.
Drake's not a bad team, though. Iowa State and South Dakota State.
Iowa, one of my favorite states.
Okay. There you go. Now, we're going to go back up to the top of the East bracket. This will be the round of 32, Carla Marie.
Florida Atlantic.
Okay. San Diego State or Auburn?
San Diego State.
Okay. Keeping it beachy so far.
Love it.
Duquesne and Illinois.
Illinois.
And then finally, Washington State. Your current state against your favorite state,
I would
apparently.
say one. It's one of.
Okay.
I think Washington's going to. Let's go, Cougs.
Cougs. Okay. Your Elite Eight matchups here, Florida Atlantic and San Diego State.
It's going to be the epic battle because it's going to be California versus Florida, and the whole country's going to be fighting. San Diego State.
All right, San Diego State it is. And then Illinois and Washington State.
I think it's going to be Illinois.
Illinois making it to your Elite Eight. Okay. Now, between San Diego State and Illinois, one of these two teams will be in your Final Four.
Illinois.
Illinois in the Final Four. There you go. There's your first Final Four team, Carla Marie.
God, we got to do that 3 more times.
All right, North Carolina versus apparently Hogwarts. That's I think it's Howard versus Wagner. So there's a play-in game before North
Well,
Carolina.
how am I supposed to pick?
Do they even allow you to pick the play-in games? They do not. So the play-in game gets you no points. So it doesn't really matter. You just have to figure out if the winner of the play-in game will play North Carolina or not.
We'll win, beat. You said we'll play. Obviously,
We'll play, yeah, if they'll beat them.
Didn't Michael Jordan go to North Carolina?
He did.
All right, let's pick them.
Okay, good choice. Shout out to Wagner, though. Staten Island School.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to be the number one.
Former Seton Hall point guard as their coach. All right, Michigan State versus Mississippi State. Okay.
I don't like the Sparties.
St. Mary's, which is not too far from us here, and
the hell
Grand
is it?
Canyon. St. Mary's is in where it's like
Isn't it in New Jersey?
St. Mary's, not the one in San Antonio.
California.
Is it California?
I don't know. Go back.
Okay. It's definitely not Texas. Okay. St. Mary's versus Grand Canyon.
What's hard about this is that it's so far away I can't see their cute little logos. You know what? I never been. Let's go Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon.
Oh, that's where Des went.
To Grand Canyon?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So now we got to root for them.
They do. I think it's tough beating St. Mary's. I think if they had any of the other 5 seeds, they'd be fine. But Alabama versus Charleston.
Alabama.
Roll damn Tide. Clemson and New Mexico, Carla Marie.
Ooh. Clemson Tigers.
Okay.
Is that what they are?
They are. Do you know what New Mexico is?
No.
The Lobos. Baylor or Colgate?
Why do I know Colgate other than the toothpaste?
because they're a Northeast school. They're in the what state?
I
are they
like
in?
saying
Boston? No.
Baylor, so go with that one.
Baylor,
Baylor.
Dayton, and Nevada.
That's tough because I do love Ohio. Let's go Dayton.
Dayton, go Flyers. Arizona or Long Beach State.
As in California?
Yes.
Who goes there? That's like a local college? That's like
It's
their
a smaller-
St. Peter's?
I would say it has a better athletic program than St. Peter's, but yeah.
Arizona. Another
Arizona.
one of my favorite states.
Okay. North Carolina or Mississippi?
This is insane. North Carolina.
Okay.
Everyone, like, there's teams that don't get into this.
Yeah.
Rutgers and Seton Hall must suck.
Seton Hall was this close. Rutgers
Okay,
was not
yeah,
close
yeah,
at all.
yeah. 2020, we almost won it.
2020, we would have been so phenomenal. Anyway, Grand Canyon or Alabama?
Alabama.
Roll Tide. Clemson and Baylor.
Clemson's going to be the winner.
Okay. Then we've got
Ooh.
Dayton and Arizona.
Oh, I think it's going to be Arizona.
All right, that's probably a good pick. Now we are down to your Sweet 16 in this bracket. North Carolina or Alabama?
Roll Tide.
Roll damn Tide. Clemson, Arizona.
Oh, that's going to be one for the ages, I think.
Okay.
Tigers are going to take it.
Tigers. All right,
They love a
Clemson and
cat.
Alabama. This is a rematch of the 2019 national championship
Who
game
won?
in football. So who do you got here in basketball?
Clemson. Where's Clemson?
Clemson is in South Carolina.
All right, we'll take it.
All right, South Carolina, Clemson going to the Final Four. You got a lot of orange in your Final Four so far.
By the way, I saw Jen or Lisa said, would anyone be interested in doing a women's bracket? Yes.
Go for it.
Wait, so now what?
So now you have the other side. Houston or Longwood?
The hell is Longwood? What even is that?
I think they're the Longwood Lancers.
Where is that?
I have no idea.
Well, Houston.
Okay. It's probably a good pick. Nebraska or Texas A&M?
Go Huskers!
All right. Wisconsin or James Madison?
Ooh, I've heard James Madison a lot in this bracket. Think it's going to be the Badgers.
All right. Badgers it is. Carla Marie going all top seeds so far in the South. Now you have Duke and Vermont.
I hate Duke.
The
Vermont.
Duke.
I hate Duke.
Blue Devils and the Vermont, I believe they're
No,
the,
I said I hate Duke.
oh yeah, and I think they're the Catamounts.
Perfect.
Texas Tech or North Carolina State?
Neither one's like, I'm not feeling it.
Okay.
You know, I just go with what I.
You're not vibing with
And I
either one. You want
wasn't
to come
vi-
back to them? You can pick Kentucky
All
or
right, okay.
Oakland.
Oh, Kentucky, because they're the Rock Hawk Jayhawk.
No, that's Kansas. But
Right.
yeah, at least you knew it. Florida or
A play
the winner of who is that? Boise State or Colorado?
Ooh. Those are the Gators?
Florida,
Versus-
yes. It's either
I don't know. I'm going to go play in game for this one.
really
Yeah.
the winner of the play-in game beating Florida
And then Marquette.
and Marquette. Marquette's a
right.
good pick. Now you got to go back to this Texas Tech, North Carolina State one.
NC State.
All right. Okay.
Cal State Dominguez Hills.
Sweet 16
Anybody
round.
know
We're
what
almost there, Carla Marie.
Anybody know what that's from?
It's got to be Bring It On, right?
How do you know that?
Because the way you said it had to be Bring It On.
That's literally how he says it.
I know.
You saw Bring It On?
I've saw the only part of Bring It On I've ever seen was the Spirit Fingers.
These.
Yeah,
Sparky Pilastri?
sure.
I can do that whole movie, both lines from the top. Like every line.
Do it. You
And
should
have-
stream it one day when I'm at the gym or something. All right. Houston or Nebraska, Carla Marie?
Houston.
All right. Houston it is. Wisconsin or Vermont?
Wisconsin.
North Carolina State or Kentucky?
NC State.
Wow.
Nah, Kentucky.
Okay. Putting the 3
feeling
seed
the- yeah.
all the way through.
I feel like the East always has upsets. That's why I picked that.
But you're in the South.
I know, I'm just saying, this time I'm just going with
Oh.
what makes sense.
Okay. And then the winner of that play-in game over Marquette.
Marquette's good.
Marquette is very good. Now, we've got to get your Elite Eight matchups from here. Houston or Wisconsin?
Houston.
Okay. Houston Street. Kentucky or Marquette?
Kentucky.
Wow. No Big East love from Carla Marie yet. Okay. You've got, now you have to pick Kentucky or Houston.
Kentucky.
Kentucky still no 1 seed in the Final Four for Carla Marie. We have a 3, a 6,
Big
a
upset.
5. No. 2 3s and a 6.
I can't wait until this is a perfect bracket.
It could be. I have my doubts, but it could be.
Oh, okay. So this play-in game, it's Purdue or what?
Grambling or Montana State.
I can't even. Purdue.
Okay.
Grambling?
Wow.
What is
Yeah.
that?
Grambling, are they in the SWAC?
Okay. That sounds like a disease.
Southwest Athletic Conference. You're also picking Purdue over Montana State, which means you are not supporting our friends in Bozeman, Montana, Carla Marie. But that's okay.
I like Bozeman.
Purdue's the proper choice there.
Oh, okay. So TCU versus Utah.
Utah State.
Utah State. I'm TCU.
Okay. Texas Christian University.
Love them.
The Zags or McNeese?
Zags.
Okay. A lot of people have McNeese as an upset.
Yeah, but go Zags.
Okay.
Right here.
Kansas, Rockhawk Jayhawk.
Or
Samford.
Where's Samford?
Samford, I have no idea.
Is that a dog?
It's a bulldog.
So it's the Bulldogs versus
I want to say
the
Samford
Jayhawks.
is in... No.
Dogs eat birds, but birds can fly. Kansas.
All right. I like it. Birds can fly. I don't know if a Jayhawk can fly because I don't know what a Jayhawk is. South Carolina or Oregon?
Oregon.
Cocks or ducks?
I love ducks.
All right.
Good thing I didn't just say but I have friends who went to South Carolina. No, I got friends that are ducks.
Okay. Now, Creighton or Akron?
Oh, are they both in Ohio?
No, Creighton is in Omaha, Nebraska.
I gave Ohio a lot of love when we were on the other side. I can't. I know Coastal Boy Josh is from Akron. But I can't see
He's
a
from
world.
Cleveland. He's not from Akron.
No.
We're going to have to call him later and find out. Okay.
Creighton
or Akron. Creighton is your pick. Texas or the winner of the Virginia-Colorado State game?
Texas.
Texas.
I've been to their football game.
Hook 'em horns.
Right?
Tennessee or St. Peter's, Carla Marie?
Oh, man. Will they do it again? Will they do it again?
I mean, they have none of the same, one of the same players. And
Let's go with the Peacocks.
all right, Peacocks it is. Peacocks over Volunteers. Now we go back to Boilermakers or Horned Frogs.
Boilermakers.
All right.
Go Zags.
Zags. So interesting. In the last one, you went Birds over
this
Bulldogs,
is
and
just
now you're going Bulldogs
because that's
over
Washington.
Birds. Okay. Oregon, Ducks, another bird matchup. You got Ducks or Blue Jays.
Man, college mascots need a remake.
Ducks or Blue Jays, Carla Marie?
Ducks. They're going to upset.
Okay. I mean, I have my doubts. But you now have another bird, a peacock or a longhorn.
Sorry, St. Peter's. I think this is where it ends for you.
Okay. Longhorns for Carla Marie. Boilermakers or Bulldogs?
I don't see it. Where is it?
Purdue or Gonzaga?
Go Zags.
Go Zags. Now you got Ducks and Longhorns.
Longhorns.
Longhorns it is. Your final four team. Is it
Okay.
going to be Gonzaga or Texas?
Zags.
Zags in the final four. You had a chance to get 3 orange teams in there. You only put 2. You got 2 blue, 2 orange. In the matchup of the orange teams, Illinois or Clemson? Who do you got? Illini or Tigers?
Illini.
Illini.
Just because I want to hear the broadcaster say Illini over and over again.
In the blue battle, you got Kentucky from the Bluegrass State.
Go Zags!
Or the Zags. There it is. Illinois or Gonzaga. Champion. This is it.
Gonzaga's taking it.
Gonzaga is taking it. Now,
We're going to take a commercial break soon, I think.
Oh, yeah, we do have to do that.
It popped up. So it has to happen.
Well, I didn't get a little thing to snooze it. Why didn't you say?
Because I didn't tell you.
Well, that's not good. Hold on. Carla Marie. Ad starts in 9 minutes. We're good.
Okay.
I think the snooze button comes up with 5 minutes left. Okay, back to the screen
I don't think
here.
I'm going to hit snooze anymore.
While
in
you
my
sleep?
life.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Go.
decided. I can't do it. It's no way to live.
Okay, how many total points, Carla Marie, this is for the tiebreaker, will be scored in the championship game?
How many of these people score? Because this isn't the NBA. They don't really go into the hundreds.
They don't go into the hundreds, but it could be anywhere from 50 to 90. Depends on the game. And I would say the two teams you have in here are not known for their offense.
127.
127, so you think it's going to be in the 60 range for each team, okay?
Nah, I was thinking more like 50, 70.
127 is your tiebreaker.
They're going to need it because I'm going to have a perfect bracket.
And we will now submit your bracket, Carla Marie. Congratulations.
What happens if you do that whole thing and it's like, sorry, could not be done, and then it wipes it?
You just do it again. And I feel like your username is something weird, but we'll fix that later.
Is there a feature to, like, copy bracket into other things, or you got to click it every time?
If it's in the same, like if it's all on ESPN, yeah, you can make one bracket and put it in a bunch of different areas. Okay, there you have it.
Bulldog.
Carla Marie's bracket
That made
is
me
done.
yawn.
Carla Marie's bracket is done. I'll have to do my bracket at some point. Part of me wants to pick Creighton as my champion because I've seen them play a lot, and they are very, very good. I think it's still going to be UConn, though. I think the Huskies are going back-to-back.
I would love to see that because you don't like them.
I don't like them in the regular season. And if it was let's say the championship game ended up being UConn over Creighton, I would 100% root for Creighton.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I will root for any Big East team to win the championship because it's better for the conference. And Dan Hurley, the coach of UConn, used to play at Seton Hall. And he's always been very supportive of Seton Hall. Before the tournament committee sat down and screwed Seton Hall this year, they asked him about the Big East and representation in the tournament. And he said, if Seton Hall doesn't get in, it is I think he said called it a travesty or a crime or something. He's been very supportive of Seton Hall. So
that's cool.
As much as I dislike the Huskies,
right?
We've also beat them twice in the past 2 years.
Okay.
So it's nice to know we beat the national champion.
I would like to do a women's bracket.
Go for it.
Caitlin Clark, gonna click her and everything.
But she didn't win last year.
I know.
And they've got a couple losses. I don't even think are they a 1 seed? Does anyone know about Iowa?
Martha said, I'd be out if it got deleted. Like when you were hitting submit, if your bracket gets deleted, I'd be done.
I'll just do it again.
No.
Because then it gives you the chance to rethink some of your choices as well. You know? Maybe you didn't want Samford.
Because then I'd be like, oh, but what if I don't pick the one that I picked before? Then that's the one.
Yeah, Iowa is a 2 seed. Let's see. They're a 2 seed. I'm in on South Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina is always a good choice for the women's bracket.
Can we talk about one of the greatest radio promotions of all time?
Yes. Oh, I know what you're going to say.
The Sweetest 16?
Yeah, who thought of that one?
I don't think it was you. Carla Marie. I'm being serious. It was?
Yeah.
Never mind. It
and
wasn't
I named it. The name was me.
Was that our first year or second year here? There's no way it was our first year.
I think I don't know.
There's no way right now we were planning that after moving.
That's true, because we started in February, so it would have been our second year. Plus, I think we had Justin was working with us at that point, our program director, and he was not here until June.
Sweetest 16 was an awesome way for us to actually get involved locally with different businesses, and we reached out to, instead of like north, south, east, west, it was different types of desserts. So I think we had ice cream, cupcakes, cookies, and donuts. And they were different local businesses. And we created the bracket. We had people pick.
Yep,
like
so four from each category.
And you can go online and you could vote for like your people that were randomly put against each other. And then we went on to each round. But we started at 16. We didn't start at 8,000.
Yeah.
And we went down from there. And then we had everyone that competed, right? We invited them all to...
I think we invited all the finalists to the studio.
Did we invite listeners? We did invite listeners.
Yeah. And there was a ton of food.
So I think we died
sick
that day.
Yeah, I was sick that day.
But it was so cool. And we got to go around to the local businesses and tell them, like, hey, you're a finalist. Or, hey, you made it. You're number one. That was cool. Was it Legendary Donuts that was number one?
I believe so. And I don't think they're in business anymore.
Yes, they are.
They are? I think one of the other businesses that we had went out of business.
Good job for us.
But, hey, it happens. So here's what we are going to do. I need to put the list back on the screen. We went through Carla Marie's tournament picks. Some of them were good. Some of them were not so great. When we get back from our little break, we're going to talk about wedding partners. A parenting topic that I need the parents to chime in on because I can see both sides of this. A group decision that we are going to make on Thursday. And I know this sounds like it's going to be very serious. Do you have family support?
How could it not be serious?
Because it's not.
Okay.
Because it's not. I'll explain that once we get down there. But we're going to take a little break.
I'd blow my nose.
If you are a subscriber on Twitch, enjoy playing the game that plays when everyone else gets an ad. Should we let this game go, or should we come back?
Enough with the games today.
Enough with the games. Carla Marie says not. What? There's a lot of people playing this game though. I'm trying to get down to the bottom of the chat. It looks like people are playing, Carla Marie. Let's play along.
Are we on for sure?
Yeah, our mics are on.
We got pain. Yeah, pain.
Camping? Is campaign in there? No, we don't have enough.
Pink, we got? Yeah.
Ping is in there. Panic? Did we get that already? Oh, yeah. Someone got that. Damn it.
There's clearly another P, though.
Main is in there.
Ooh, acing. Good one. Pimp. Oh. No. Gim. Pika.
Pica.
Pika.
Isn't that
Disease,
yeah. Is it considered a disease?
Or what?
Or is it like a... What would be considered?
Doing word games in the morning is definitely good for your brain.
Exactly. Gain is in there.
Gammon?
I think this is the point of the game where you just start putting words in.
So that's either G and M or P.
Oh. It's Pang? Pang a word?
It's there.
Oh, it is?
Martha got it.
Damn it. Damn it, Martha. We'll never know what that final
It's
word
so
was.
stupid that they do that. There's got to be a place.
Yeah, that's it. Let's see how we did there. Total rankings today. Mr. Miami Cool, well done. 41 points for you. Good job. All right, we are going to get out of here now. Let
Smarty
me
pants.
turn this
We
off.
should give an award to the overall person, but it doesn't count day to day, right?
I don't think so. It should, but it doesn't. All right, let's get back into the show. What do you say, Carla Marie?
Okay.
Hello, welcome back.
We need a better, like us.
I need to build those out. It just takes a lot of time to put like a video thing with some sounds and all that together.
No, just like a, you know, you can pick like swirl.
Oh, like a transition?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could. I mean, that's easier. But I'd rather some sort of like, you know, when we came back from commercials during our radio time, there'd be something that played
Yeah, like
to kind of like signify. And then there was a little, you know, audio bed.
You don't need coffee. You have Carla Marie and Anthony.
Something like
Bam.
that. Something like that. But we'll build those out. It just takes time. Takes time. Okay. Carla Marie's 20 picks are done. Wedding partners is next on the list.
Yeah.
Explain this.
So wedding culture is so insane.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked a lot about wedding. Well, granted, we've had, 7 weddings to go to last year and at least 6 this year? Or 7 this year?
I think it's 6.
I think once we
Maybe
get
7.
invited to my friend Jake's wedding, I think it'll be 7.
Not that I don't love Jake. It's just so
I love Jake.
much.
And not baby Jake. He's not getting married. Probably ever. I just hope he
He
saw
might
that.
have just got married right now, for all we know.
That's the thing. Jake could be married never or this weekend.
Yeah.
And anything in between would work. All right. So, Carla Marie, wedding partners, what do you got?
So wedding culture is insane because I have my niece's wedding next Friday.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I have been, I found out who my partner is.
Oh, like to walk down the aisle?
Well, walking back down the aisle because you walk down alone,
Okay.
walk back down the aisle, and then entrance into the wedding.
Okay.
And I never met him before, but we're officially texting.
Okay.
His name is Joey.
Okay.
And we're trying to figure out what our entrance should be into the wedding. So I think it kind of went from my nieces, like everyone is just going to come in and just enter, to, you know, in The Office when they start to lose control, Jim and Pam, and then they ended up just doing everyone ends up doing the Chris Brown wedding entrance.
Yeah.
It's kind of that where she's just like, all right, I don't care. Just, I want everyone to have fun. Do whatever you want. So I've been hearing some of the things, I don't want to say what they are because they are secrets, that people are doing.
Okay.
And I certainly cannot be outdone by anyone, let alone my sister or my niece.
Yeah.
So me and this guy, Joey, who I never met, are trying to figure out what we can do. And it's so bizarre.
Do the worm.
No, I can't do the worm.
Well, then
And
you don't care enough.
I told him, I said, listen, at my sister's wedding, our entrance, we came in, my partner and I, and we just fired Nerf guns into the crowd. But it's kind of the same crowd, so I know that I can use that same trick. He's
tough.
like, I'm going to save that for another wedding.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm thinking, I don't know if anyone has one I could borrow, but the champagne gun,
Oh, yeah.
I think
Those aren't that expensive.
No, they're like $20 on Amazon, and then I just buy cheap champagne.
I just don't know if the wedding guests will appreciate being doused in champagne.
No, you don't. But you don't do that. You go, and you squirt it. COVID, what? I'm gonna squirt this in everybody's mouth.
Maybe that could work. You could. You should get a money gun and give everyone money.
No, because I've seen it with fake money. Then you got shit
No,
everywhere.
no, you do real money.
Well,
dollar
no,
bills.
No.
Why not?
Yeah, real money's going in the card.
No, I think you should do dollar bills.
Oh, I don't have a gift for you. I shot it into the
exactly.
crowd. So.
I was in.
Oh, Lisa said, I met my groomsman partner at the wedding, and we're still friends today.
That's awesome. There was the most recent time I was in a wedding was my friend Steve's wedding, and I
You
forgot.
all came in together, right?
Huh?
Didn't you all come in as a group?
I think so.
I like the group entrances.
And I've seen 2 weddings where they've done the group entrance, and that's my favorite because, and I get it, everyone's clapping and standing and everyone's having a good time. I'm not saying it's not a bad time
I think
or
you
it's
could
not a
do-
good time. I just think it takes too long.
It
And how
does.
many people are going to be in your niece's wedding? How many
I'm
groups?
trying to think because I think there might be like 9 or 10.
Yeah, it's just,
But
each
it's
one
like
of those.
it's the build up to. I agree with you. I don't disagree. I think the group and then like maid of honor, groomsmen, like maid of honor, best man, maybe on
Maybe.
their own, whatever, flower girl, all that.
I would actually say the maid of honor and their best man don't need their own. And this is coming as someone now who has been designated as a best man. We'll see if I make it to the wedding as the best man. But they're going to have speeches, right?
Yeah.
They have way more time than anyone
True,
else.
true.
They don't need the special entrance. You're also, and I can say this again now that I am a best man, you're not that special. Like it's about the bride and the groom.
I don't know.
Just get to the party already.
I think if people had to vote my sister's wedding, one of their favorite moments was probably my speech. And that's not because I think my speech was that great.
That's fine.
I mean, it was. I'm saying I think other people enjoyed it.
Okay.
Top 5 moments for everybody.
And that's fine. I doubt that's true, but that's
It
fine,
is.
even if it was true. Yeah, who? Your mom? You
No, I
can't
have
ask your
strangers.
mom, your dad.
No, they don't remember it. I had strangers coming up to me.
Okay.
I had that whole place rolling.
Do you know how many times I've walked up to a best man or a maid of honor and said, "Great speech"?
Unless it's good, no.
I do it all the time. Half the time I'm not even listening. 'Cause
I
eating.
am. I want to count for how many times they say she's my best friend.
Oh my God, when it's not, even when it is a sister.
Oh yeah, that's what.
But usually when it's not a sister, and it's like the high school friend, for whatever reason, every maid of honor goes like, I remember when Julie was my best friend, and we were the only friends each of us had. And it's like this dig, like, all of you girls, I'm
Yeah.
better friends with Julie.
I don't think I said my sister was my
And then it
best
goes,
friend
and then
once.
it's always like, and now she has a new best friend. Thank you, Brad, for joining our family. Every time.
Yeah, I didn't say that. My speech did not have that on purpose.
Every single time.
And Meech said, I've never ever said that in a speech because it is so annoying.
It's true, though. Next time you go to a wedding, guaranteed, for whatever reason. And I feel like it doesn't happen as often with the best man.
No.
The best man is rarely like, I remember when me and Joe were best friends and we didn't have anybody else. And now, Joe's got a new best friend. Thanks, Samantha, for joining the family. It just doesn't happen like that. I don't know why. I don't know why maids of honor have to like put their foot down and like stamp that they are. It's like you're already called the maid of honor.
Yeah.
She gave you the title. Move
Meech
on.
says that's because men don't plan and they ramble and they waste so much time. I will say that. I feel like women will have their speech down pat. It's done. There's no rambling where the guy's like, and then one time when we were back in 6th grade, do you remember this? Well, it's like, bro, just write the speech. Don't have this confidence like I can just do it.
I think you at least need bullet points. I wouldn't go up there without anything.
Yeah.
And it's always funny because I think now at least, because the generation that is getting married now grew up being filmed all the time, right, with social media videos and stuff, I think all of us now are aware that you kind of have to be somewhat prepared for this moment, right? Maybe not a full written speech, but you have bullet points. You have something you want to get to. Maybe you practiced. To me, the funniest thing is still when dads grab the microphone. Because dads who are marrying their kids off at this point, I still don't think understand that everything is being recorded all the time.
No.
And they will ramble. They will ramble. But I will say, to the defense of all the dads out there giving their speeches, normally they're their daughter's weddings, right? That's when
normally the dad gives a speech if they're paying.
Yeah.
But
either way, I will say one of my favorite things is watching dads cry at weddings.
oh my,
It's great. Every time it's great.
it is, and then it gets me.
I've teared up a couple times with dads giving their
Did
speeches.
you tear up at Ashley's wedding at all,
No.
or you were just on patrol because we were all?
There was, I think when everyone else's emotions are super high, I naturally lower.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just surrounded by a lot of criers.
We were.
A lot of criers.
My best photo is my dad sobbing at Ashley's wedding. But yes. Anyway, so I need help. There's got to be a champagne gun in this office.
I guarantee you there is.
Then I started thinking, what is in this office? It's like the Barney bag or Miss. What was that other bag when we were kids? You pull it out. It's got fun things in it.
I don't know.
I guess just the Barney bag.
Okay.
This office is a Barney bag.
Yeah.
What can I take from this office for my entrance? I'll just give out bottles of alcohol.
You should take the giant flamingo
I thought about it.
and just take it with you. Walk it out on a leash or something. But
Mary Poppins.
if you have any good ideas, hit up Carla Marie. The other thing we need to talk to, and I'm glad we got to parents here, because I'm going to need the parents to chime in. I need to read you a tweet that I saw come through my timeline yesterday. And I was on both sides of this tweet because I do think it's a little much. It's a little overboard, if you will, overkill when you come to parenting. But I also understand it to a degree as well. So this person on Twitter said, would you get angry if your kid was over at a friend's house, okay, and the parents invited other adults over without checking with you? Because this happened to me yesterday, and I am still furious. I picked up 13, which is the age of their kid. As soon as she told me, I didn't make a scene, but I am livid. So this person is mad.
Well, I'm not trying to be funny here, but were these other people child predators?
Well, here's the thing. I understand that if you have your kid over a friend's house, right? There is supposed to be an agreement between you and the other parents. Like, I now am taking care of your kids. I will make sure they are safe, blah, blah, blah. And I guess part of it depends on what are those other adults doing at the house.
Well,
is it like a rager? Are they having a party? Because then you should probably let me know. But if it's like, I can't imagine if my friend Drew was over growing up, right? Drew lived half a mile away from me. We were at each other's houses in middle school all the time. I can't imagine if Drew was over my house and my aunt, for example, came over.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it this person's family or is it
We
like
don't know. It's
every
just-
other parent in town except...
They just wrote other adults, right? And when I would go to Drew's house growing up, Drew's mom had a lot of friends in town, and they would come over. Sometimes they were parents of kids that we also went to school with. Sometimes they weren't. Sometimes they were just other adults. So I guess what I want to do here is listen to parents.
So Becky says, whenever my daughter has her friend sleep over, anything I do, I tell the friend to text their parent to make sure it's okay. Yeah, but here's
That's
the
a
thing.
sleepover too.
But here's, okay, say it's 5 p.m.
Okay.
and the sleepover is going to happen that night. And I decide I want my best friend to come over. I'm not texting this kid's parent saying, can I have my best friend over? I think what your brother Justin said, again, none of us have kids, but he said, when I send my kid that he doesn't have to someone else's house, I am now granting that parent responsibility, over me. Or
not over, but
I don't know. What he said was good. It's
okay.
gone.
You want to find it?
I can't scroll with my left.
Here. Who am I looking for?
Right there.
Here we go.
I wouldn't get upset if I send my kids to someone's house. I'm granting them responsibility over my child.
Yeah.
And I think it's within reason, right? You're not like, all right, let's try alcohol for the first time,
Yeah,
kids.
of course. And I think, but that's where I think beforehand, before you send your kid over to their friend's house, you want to have some sort of relationship with the parents so that you know who they are. That's not always possible I guess. I don't know. What else? What else are we seeing here from?
Is this the family support topic?
No, this is actually different.
Oh.
This is is this too much?
Oh.
So the question was,
I'm
is
very
it
confused how it related to family. I get it now.
Yeah. Is it too much, really? Is this parent being too much? Or is this kind of normal behavior? Carla Marie, what else are we seeing in the
Jill
chat?
said, my kids won't be at someone's house who I didn't trust. I would trust that they have good friends
That's
over.
fair. That's fair. A lot of people saying they would not be mad. Is there anyone here
Martha said
that disagrees?
She'd be mad she wasn't invited.
That's fair as well. Let's see. Soira said it's not realistic to ask to put stipulations on who can come over to your house if your child is there.
Yeah. Your kid is not the Queen of England.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people saying it's not. The person is probably overreacting, the person on Twitter.
It's crazy because I think it was Vicky just said, I haven't hit the part of having a child where they go to someone's house when I'm not there. And that gives me anxiety. And I think back to being 8 to 16 years old, and I just be like, bye, Mom, sleeping over at my friend's house for the weekend. Like, we would be gone. We'd go stay with each other for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
And then I'd come back home, or she'd stay with us the whole weekend. Like,
I guess, at what point, how
It's
many times does your kid have to leave the house before, and listen, I understand that my parents probably still worry about me today. As a full-grown adult with a job and everything, right? Your parents never, once your kid is born, I'm assuming you never stop worrying.
Which sounds miserable.
Okay, but with that said, at what point when you're raising your child, do you go from being totally panicked that they are out of your sight to being like, thank God I have this even 3 hours away from that demon child that I am raising?
Angela and Wendy, I know, have adult kids.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy, I think they're adultish.
But do you know what I mean? Like, at what point do you give your kid to a relative or to a friend, or they go to a friend's house and you get to actually say, oh man, I get to sit here as an adult now in this space in my home and not worry about that little freak?
I don't know.
It has to happen at some point. I guarantee you my mom has dropped me off and my brother's, and granted it's her mom's house or her sister's house, whatever.
Worry then.
Just to get a break from us.
But I don't think you worry if it's your own family.
I think you worry all the time. To a degree, right? Martha said, I'll let you know when that happens. So it has not happened for Martha yet.
Angela said, you never stop worrying. I think I get less sleep now that they're out of my house.
Oh, yeah.
Nope. And you know what I hate? It might be true, but it's still a dick thing to say to me. We once had a boss that was like, you should never have kids because you're too like neurotic, or you worry too much, or you have too much anxiety. And I was like, okay, bro, thanks for that great advice. But now he might be right.
Juan said, my daughter is 23. I trust her enough to not worry 24/7.
Yeah, but you know what, Juan? No offense, but because you're a dad.
Maybe there's a difference between that feeling between fathers and mothers.
Becky said, my son is 19. I'm always worried.
So I guess you never really stop worrying, right? So with that in mind, the reason I bring that up, with that in mind, you can now at least see where the mom on Twitter was coming from.
I get it, but that's not, like, this person didn't take your kids to a theme park.
That'd be great. You know how expensive theme parks are? If you can make my kid happy by taking them to a theme park and I am not paying, by all means.
Sweeties by V said, my 90-year-old grandma says she will always worry about her kids. She will call me asking for my dad when he doesn't answer his calls. I
think that's just the way you're programmed, right? Like, that's your job, essentially. The second you have that child, is you're now every day is worrying about protecting that thing that you brought into the world that didn't ask to be brought here. You did it on your own.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't think that my dad is worrying about us. Do you think your dad is worried as much as your mom?
No.
And I think that's when we talk about like motherly instinct and that whole thing. I think it's because we came out of them.
I think my dad worries more than he lets on in general. But my dad comes from a generation where you're not supposed to necessarily like tell people that you're scared or worried or concerned. You're just supposed to like kind of like handle it all. Let's see. Kendi said, me as a mom worries about the dumb things that could happen, but those things never happen. It's
That's
fair.
fair.
But if you didn't worry about them, would they happen? If you didn't plan.
Stop it. Don't do that. Martha said Mikey, her husband, worries more than her.
Because I do think, yes, I think moms vocalize their worry more. And both parents are obviously very protective, but I think fathers take on this like protective role where it's more.
I guess my mom did let us do more things than my dad would have.
But I wonder if that's because there's all different dynamics, right? Like fathers probably let their daughters do less than they would let their sons because they're more protective of their daughters, things like that, which is a dynamic I never got to see differently in my family because we were all boys, right? So my mom treated all of her boys the same. My dad treated all of his boys the same. But like my godmother had 2 older daughters, and the youngest was a boy, and they were definitely treated differently growing up, for better or worse.
Don't you think? Yeah, but that's the problem.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I mean, there are probably different things you've got to worry about with each one. I think with daughters, you're worrying about someone hurting your daughter. With your sons, you're probably worried about your son hurting themselves. It's probably the biggest difference. But moving on. Speaking of family, actually, no. Let's do this. Should we talk about the group decision first?
Are we going to talk about what it is?
No.
No.
Because there's some things that we have to get information on first before Thursday. We're working on that now. But what I can say is we had a very interesting phone call last week, or video call, if you will, with an opportunity for us and this community to do something all together.
IRL.
Yeah, in real life, as Carla Marie said, IRL.
And that's where we have to stop it.
No,
it wasn't the cemetery guy. This was last week.
Oh, yeah, this was last week. But what we're going to do is we'll have more information, and we'll give you the specifics and exactly what it is and everything, or what it could be, I should say, on Thursday. Because here's the thing. We would decide on the specifics together.
I need to
as a
write this
group.
down.
Okay.
As a reminder for me. No one look at what I'm writing.
Okay. Can you show me what you are writing?
Don't write it out loud because I saw your eyes go to do it.
Free money for everybody?
Yeah.
Is that what that says? I'll take it. Okay, so be here on Thursday. If you know anyone else in the community that is not here today, tell them to be here as well, because we'll need as many. This is the only time you'll actually hear people ask this. We're going to need as many opinions as possible.
Hold on.
Which is something you're never going to hear people say.
I'm going to leave one more clue.
Okay.
Scotty said, "Oh
Yes.
man, what a teaser. At least I live in Seattle again." I will say, Scotty, doesn't matter where you live.
Yeah. We could be taking this show elsewhere. We could be moving the whole studio. The whole headquarters could be moving. But like I said, that's all we can say today. Be here on Thursday. We'll do it right after our commercial break and the games on Thursday. Okay, so halfway through the show. So if you can't get here super early, totally okay. We understand. But halfway through the show on Thursday, we'll talk about this group decision, and we'll just we'll open it up after that. Okay? We'll have as much information as we can. There might be more things that come down the road, and we'll do that on Thursday. Last thing on the list, Carla Marie.
Yeah, do you have family support?
Do you have family support?
Oh.
Yes. Oh, speaking of family support.
We should, before we forget.
Yes.
So Angela, who's in here, Angela in Spokane, that's her username. Well, Angela Spokane. She is running, is it the full marathon or half marathon? Either way, she's running way more than anyone in this group probably is.
Yes.
And it's the rock and roll one, which is one that you've done before.
I did the rock and roll half marathon, here in Seattle.
And she's raising some money. So her link is in here, pinned. It's the half marathon. Either
Smart,
way.
because I was hurting after the half marathon. 13.1
miles.
Yes.
Whole miles.
Yep.
No.
Well, 13 whole miles and then
0.1.
0.1 of another.
Damn, that 0.1, you got this.
That 0.1 sucks.
I know. It's her 10th half marathon. Oh, you're fine.
Okay, so if you want to support, there is the link. It's pinned. Thank you, Jen, for pinning that to the top of the chat. We appreciate that. Now, speaking of support, okay, would your family support you, Carla Marie, if you ran for president?
No, they don't even support me now.
Okay. The reason I bring that up is apparently, so we've talked about this on the Morning Show podcast, and this isn't about the political candidates, but I have to bring this up to get into this. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., RFK Jr., is running for president as an independent. And I guess recently, a bunch of the Kennedys went to the White House to voice their support for Joe Biden. So whether you want Joe or Don, don't care. That's not the point here.
Joey or Donnie?
Joey or Don.
Aren't those New Kids on the Block?
Donnie Wahlberg is Joey?
McIntyre?
Joey McIntyre, yeah.
Damn. A few more to go.
Old dudes on the hill, not new kids on the block. But let's get those guys out of the way and your opinions about them. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s family went and supported Joe Biden. Now, obviously, the Kennedys, longtime Democrats. Joe Biden is a Democrat. RFK Jr. running as an independent. So the question came up, if RFK Jr.'s own family that has been in politics for decades isn't supporting him for president, should anybody? Right? Because I think it does say, if your family doesn't think you're going to be a good leader or should run the country, maybe they know stuff that the rest of us aren't being told.
But I think almost anyone's family would be like, no.
I wouldn't. Okay. If I ran for president, I'm assuming there are family members that wouldn't agree with some of my policy decisions.
But they wouldn't go to the White House.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd be as vocal. Granted, people wouldn't be asking their opinions because we're not the Kennedys. Right, the Kennedys they've been in politics.
No one's going to be like, Miss Marie.
So the question is, if you ran for public office, do you think your family would support you, Carla Marie? I don't think your family would at all.
Not all of them. That's for sure.
One of them might.
My mom.
Yeah, maybe.
My mom and Gabriella.
Let's see. Doesn't he have different political opinions from the family overall? So
I think my brother would, because he would think that I could get him some cool stuff, and so would my older sister. But that's it.
That's a good portion of your family. And in terms of RFK Jr. and his views from his family, up until this election, he was a Democrat. He thought about running as a Democrat against Joe Biden, and then decided to run as an independent. So, yeah, they can split hairs on some things.
He says some pretty outlandish things.
He's just a weird dude to me.
I'm a fan of the Kennedys.
Here's the thing.
The idea of the Kennedys.
I'm not a fan of any politician, and I can say RFK Jr. is a weird dude, but they're all weird dudes. Yeah. All three men who are screaming that they should run the free world are all weird dudes.
It's almost like we need more women to run for president.
Maybe. Or we need better women candidates.
Facts.
Or better male candidates.
People,
anyway.
Anyone with a goddamn brain.
Okay, so let's see. Erica P said, my mom is my biggest fan in everything I do, but our political views are opposite, so I don't think she'd be voting for me, but she would 100% be supported. Yeah, that's the interesting thing. I don't know. I mean, if you found out, Carla Marie, that like, let's remove it from the presidency. Let's remove it from the White House. Mm-hmm. If you had a boss and you found out that their family hated them or didn't support them, you'd probably be like, well, why is this guy allowed to tell me what to do if he can't even have a good relationship with his own family? I think, and
I feel like that may or may not have happened in my life before.
Maybe. And I'm not saying that everyone has a great family dynamic, right? Some families just, they didn't work out for whatever reason. But I think there's also something to be said for like, well, how you live at home is also kind of how you live in public. Yeah. It's a little bit telling. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. And I guess the reason I brought this up was I saw a clip that someone posted online, and Chris Cuomo, the guy who used to be on CNN, had RFK Jr. in for an interview and basically asked him, like, you know, your family is clearly not supporting you. Like, why should anybody else? And he had some weird answer.
Well, he said to Chris, like, well, you and your family have some issues.
Yeah, that's true. I guess, don't throw stones, right? If you live in a glass house.
But you're an interviewer. You can't not ask that question. But didn't he, his answer was something along the lines of, but my family got to go to the White House. Aren't they so happy because they got to go because of me? So they went because of you, because they don't like you, bro.
Yeah, it was a weird answer that didn't make a lot of sense. Which seems like a lot of the answers that we get from all three of those guys. This is the thing that pisses me off about every politician is like they've just gotten so good at not answering questions. It's like, God damn it, just answer the question and move on.
I know.
Let's see. Jolly Russian Buddha said, character should matter. Is that what you're saying? I don't know. I don't know what matters anymore. Nothing matters. The sun's going to explode in 2,000 years and nothing's going to matter.
Well, I
or
won't
not
be
explode.
here.
It's going to expand.
It's going to eat us up. So.
Yeah, we go red giant. And by the time it's a red giant, we're all dead.
I thought red rocket for a second.
Nope. The sun is not going to get a dog boner. As far as I know.
Would your brothers support you?
I think my family would.
You'd appoint them to the cabinet?
Depends. Justin's a lawyer. So,
Oh.
like, I'm sure there's a real job I could get him that it would be a little bit of nepotism, but it's also like, well, I also have two cousins who are very high profile, like successful lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
I have a cousin who works for the State Department, who used to work for the UN.
Look at you.
I have another cousin who is getting his master's in aerospace engineering. He could end up being in NASA or something. I have two cousins who ran for Congress. Or no, one ran for Congress, one ran for city town council.
So you're set. You could build the whole thing.
Here's the thing. All of those family members I mentioned, much smarter than me. Like much, much, much smarter than me. More successful than me. I think the reason my family would support me if I ran for office is I am pretty good about handling myself in groups and making everybody happy.
Yeah, but that's...
And I think that's what you kind of have to do when you're in, right? Like,
no, but not everyone can win.
Not everyone can. That's not saying everyone is happy does not mean everyone can win. Sometimes
you
nobody
also
wins.
Don't believe in what is that word? Compromising.
No, that's not true.
Because you're too stubborn, I think.
I am stubborn, but I'm also in my family. I am very much like the negotiator.
Okay.
And I think that's why my family, for the most part, would actually support me if I did run for office. Because they'd be like, you know what? He's opinionated. He's loud. He says some stupid things sometimes. But at the end of the day, he is good at getting at people. I'm very good at getting people to work together towards common goals.
I always wonder if I was first lady, what my project would be. Michelle Obama
I need to find a good first lady.
Michelle Obama was making healthy kids, getting them active.
Was Run 60 her thing? Play 60?
Just getting kids moving.
Yeah, they play 60.
I don't know what Dr. Biden's is. I've actually no idea. And I don't even know what Melania did.
Melania's was, it was something, be better, be best.
But wasn't
it was an anti-online bullying.
But didn't they
thing.
find it was an exact copy of something that Michelle Obama put out?
Maybe.
Anyway.
Be best was Melania. Thank you.
That's right.
Yeah, it was anti-bullying and be best was the catchphrase.
Listen, anti-bullying. It was more cyberbullying, I think.
Yeah, I think the problem with her was it was an anti-cyberbullying campaign when, for better or worse, her husband was very good at online bullying. So.
Right. We just had this conversation the other day, and I think I said that I would create why were we talking about this? I said I would create a cat sanctuary at the White House.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone just leave me alone. I will take all the cats off the streets.
Yeah. So it's something good to think about. Would your family support you to be in politics? Would they all vote for you? And not even that, because I think a lot of people would quietly, even if you were in different political parties, I think if you've got a strong family, sometimes your family, especially if you lived in a state, for example, like Washington, where generally speaking, your vote doesn't matter for the president. Like there are so many people that vote for the Democratic nominee that you can kind of throw away a couple votes if you want to in the state of Washington, right? So let's say you live here and you're very conservative, you run for office. I think even your
family,
your more liberal family members would be like, well, I can't not vote for my cousin.
Right.
I'll give him the vote. It doesn't matter. He's not going to win. Almost
Right.
like a participation trophy. So more so than would they just vote for you, would they publicly support you is an even better question. Would they go on Facebook
No,
and say,
not all.
yes, I think Carla Marie would be a good president? Because then that opens it up to all their
Let's be
friends,
honest.
and
Like,
they gotta.
If we're talking dead ass, would I be a good president?
No, you'd be because you are. I mean, you're more Napoleon than George Washington.
So I saw someone say, it doesn't ask, there it is. Doesn't Ashley Marie have different political views than you? Would you support her in office? Absolutely not, because she is not a nice person, and she knows this. She's not a nice person.
It's less
she
about her
doesn't
views.
care about anyone unless they are in her family. Cares about no one else around her except herself.
To her defense, most people don't care about anyone outside of their family. Most people.
Okay, but I can't imagine living like that. I don't understand how she's wired like that, because I am not, and we grew up the same way.
Yeah.
So cares nothing, doesn't understand, no empathy, doesn't understand that people could be the way that they are because they had less of something.
I can't wait till she watches this later. Maybe just stop.
So I would not support, because she would also 100% be a dictator. You think we've seen bad? You have not.
Well, that's what I think you'd be.
I'd be a good one, though.
Every
I
dictator
would
thinks
dictate for my country.
every dictator goes into it thinking they are going to be the best dictator. That's how dictators work. That's how they get people to believe in them. Dictators very rarely come in and go like, I'm going to kill a bunch of people and I'm going to take away all your rights and
true.
blah, blah, blah.
They think that, though.
They
They
might
don't tell
think it.
you. I would not, and I'm not thinking it.
I think I'd be an okay politician. I don't think I'm extreme enough for today's politics.
But that's what we need. I think that's what people want.
It's what the general population wants. It is probably what we need. This isn't my pitch, by the way, to launch my campaign for 2024.
Would you support?
It's what most people want. People want a sane, maybe slightly younger candidate.
Yep.
The problem is that's not what the parties want, because it doesn't make them a lot of money fundraising, and it's not what social media gives us. So I don't know if a quote unquote moderate politician is ever going to exist again. Because what you're seeing in this next coming election is a lot of what we would consider are the more moderate politicians in today's landscape aren't running again. They're all like, see you later. Good luck with this little government experiment you guys are doing here.
That's sad.
Let's see.
There needs to be a cap on age, for sure. The same way there's a minimum.
There is a minimum. If you do have a lower cap outside of just being 18, being an adult, you should probably have an upper cap. I don't think it's fair to say, well, you are not old enough to be the president, but you can never be too old to be the president.
Doesn't make sense.
Right? So I think for people who say, oh, well, it's ageism if you put a cap on it. Okay, well, it's also ageism if you don't let someone run as an adult. Yeah. Right? If you're a citizen and you are a voting age adult, why not?
We should get younger people, because guess what? The less of a chance of them being corrupt.
Maybe.
Because they haven't been in politics their whole lives.
Maybe they also don't know the system, so they're more corruptible.
They'd be out by then, though.
Right? I mean, we talked last week about how like 21-year-olds shouldn't be dating 40-year-olds because they're too young. So maybe if you're not,
no, we don't need a 21-year-old. That's for sure. There's a retirement age, Martha, but not for long.
Yeah, I don't know if people are reaching that anymore. Anyway,
no, they're trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't know if people are financially reaching that age anymore. So it's something to think about.
They're dying before retirement.
No, I think they're not. They don't have enough money.
Yeah, but you need to reword that.
Whatever. I'll think of it later and reword it. Let's see.
Yeah, I believe with that, Kendi. The whole I don't agree with you on one thing, so you are banned needs to stop. You can't agree.
What do you mean?
Like the idea of agreeing with a political candidate on everything that they stand for.
It'll never happen.
Agree with everything.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Because then there's no one left to vote for.
There is also, Lacey brings up this point, the people who created those laws, like all of our Constitution and whatnot, did not have a long life expectancy. Here's the thing.
When was that law created?
The voting age?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
President age.
That's probably around the same time as the Constitution. I have no idea.
That was.
Here's the thing, though: the people misrepresent or misunderstand about life expectancy and how life expectancy today is much longer than it was back in the 1800s or even early 1900s. It's not that people didn't live as long as they do today. It's that there were more child deaths back then. So when you're taking the entire average, it seems a lot lower because, and this is I'm gonna say this as fact, but it is a tragedy. You are factoring in a lot of 1 to 5 year old deaths back then because kids died all the time. Polio, measles, they were just. Well, that's why you had so many kids.
Yeah, it says some note that 35 was older when the Constitution was written because average life expectancy in the 1700s was much lower than it is today.
Average.
About 40 years.
But then that number.
It literally goes on to everything you just said.
Exactly. That number jumps up a lot. Once you say, okay, well, let's get rid of single digit deaths, like child deaths. At that point, the life expectancy, because you get to a point as a kid growing up at that time where you made it past all those diseases.
Well, George Washington lived to 67 and Tommy J was 83.
It's crazy to think, though, that Joe Biden is, 20 years older than George Washington was when he died? How old is Joe Biden? 86 or 87?
84.
No, because I think he'll be 90 before his next term would be over. No?
I don't think so.
Oh. Either way, we went down a further path than I wanted to.
He might be 81. Yeah, I don't think he's as old as you're saying.
No,
but
well, let's see.
Wait, so this article, though, USA Today article, you want to laugh. It was written in 2013.
Okay.
So 11 years ago.
Okay.
Different time.
Oh, yeah, Biden's 81.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought he was older.
Different time. Okay.
And what did it say?
The article says, what's so magical about the age of 35?
Okay.
Age is obviously no guarantee of good judgment for a politician. See New Yorkers, Anthony Weiner, 48, and Elliot Spitzer, 54.
Yeah.
Those were their barometers of old politicians.
No. What they're saying in that article is
that they're young.
That even though they're not super old, they're still making terrible decisions.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But still, there's way more of any age that they could use at this point, 11 years later.
At the end of the day, you could make a terrible decision at 20. You can make a terrible decision at 40, 60, 80. And if you make it to 100, you could still make terrible decisions.
But George Washington was probably like, you idiots are still working that long?
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. He was probably like, you idiots don't have a bunch of black people working for you for free. Oh, my God. Because that's how he lived. So I don't listen to a lot of things George Washington says.
Me neither, even though the state's named after him.
Yeah, Anthony Weiner really did live up to his name.
He's doing something again.
Anthony Weiner? Sending Weiner pics?
I saw something on the news when I was in New Jersey. He was like being interviewed. He's doing something new. He's trying to make a comeback.
God bless him. Good luck. Godspeed. I don't know what to tell you. Don't forget, Thursday, we do have a big group decision we are going to make. So put it in your calendar. Be here. We'll do that halfway through the show on Thursday. Damn, it's 9:23 already, Carla Marie. It is time for us to get out of here. Any final words? Final thoughts?
Now be here Thursday.
Hopefully that camera works on Thursday, but I wouldn't count on it. Later.